Hello, it is me, Atari HMB, guys, and today we are going to be talking about an interesting topic I've always wanted to discuss, and that is what Beast Gohan should have been like. That's right, and this topic focuses mostly on the ideas I believe they could have emphasized a bit more and gone into greater detail when it came to the overall movie. Now, granted, the movie was still great, and of course, spoiler alert, obviously, but I wanted to talk a little bit about things that I wish would have been just changed about, well, mostly Gohan's form itself. That is a couple of aspects I think they could have done a better job at is, for example, going over the lore again for those who missed it. We already know that Vegeta in the anime and in the manga already mentioned that Gohan had the best talent. And I think that the idea of creating new androids, which I love the Gammas, was amazing. And I think Dr. Giro's son not being completely maleficent was also a good idea as well. However, there are a couple of things I don't agree with. And yeah, those things I don't agree with, I'm pretty sure other fans do. I think it's a little too subtle to have androids who can compete with Super Saiyan God. And, you know, the same guy who threatened to destroy an entire macrocosm with Beerus. I think overall that's just way too soon to be done within the series. But I digress. My main reason why I'm not a fan of that is because power gaps and power jumps are not really fun. It takes away a lot of impact in the story and feels like a lot of Deus Ex Machina bullcrap. And in order to avoid stuff like that, I think the best way to go about it is to just splice up a little bit of lore and throw it back in our faces from time to time. Mostly giving things inspiration, things that we didn't really get answers for in the past. Now, as I'm sure you guys know that all the Kaioshin have white hair, so I mean it's very clear where the inspiration for the forms aesthetic came from. And we have, angel forms and we have gods of destruction forms. Now, the question is, why can't we have a Kaioshin base form? And I feel like it is supposed to be, but I think what they could have done is at least have the Dai Kaioshin train Gohan to obtain this form later. Or rather, instead of training Gohan, just showing him the ropes of how to unlock his true nature. I think that would have been cool, and it would have added a little bit because maybe you could have said Gohan mixed the rage of Super Saiyan with the potential that he unlocked. Well, the true potential. I think that just would have been a lot more cleaner, a lot more cooler, a lot more cohesive and coherent within the Dragon Ball franchise. Now, I love Piccolo having a new form. I love the, of course, Beast Gohan and, the whole Ultra Ego, Ultra Instinct, and then, I'm not going to call it Ultra Gohan, but, Beast Gohan. Yeah, that is cool. And to have these characters all relevant again, I think it's really interesting on how they did it. I don't think the plot was bad, but I think there were a couple of things we could have changed up about it. One of my major gripes, of course, is going to be Cell Max. Now, having Gohan fight the same being or just the same, type of being is really freaking annoying. I think that was more so a lazy writing in my opinion, mainly because they could have went into other details like, oh, maybe Cell adapted and learned how to use God Ki and something else like that, or Cell can obtain Super Saiyan God because it's, his Saiyan cells. I know that sounds cliche and dumb, but it would have been a lot better. Most people would have been able to, of course, agree with that because it would have been more consistent with the story. But even so, I just think we could have gotten a new villain overall. I think that just would have been a greater idea. Have a different biological life form that's completely different from Cell and, looks different. I know it's merchandising, obviously, but you could have sold merchandise with a new character in the first place and people still would have went crazy about it. Now, again, like I said, I don't think, the same guys who, just popped up in their lab and came up with, two robots who severely surpassed a Super Saiyan 3 Goku who trained for 7 freaking years in the afterlife. I just don't think that's good writing. I think it just goes and falls apart and devalues a lot of the things the characters have done before. Because when characters can keep up so fast, it devalues the new forms and it just makes it not fun to watch anymore, or more so not fun to really analyze it for its story purposes anymore. It doesn't make it beautiful. But anyway, my main and final other point is, please, why didn't you call it Shin Gohan? And I'm not talking Shin as in, well, how most people say it. I'm talking Shin, as you could see on the screen in the original kanji. Why not use this variant? I mean, you have Shin Akuma, who literally looks just like Beast Gohan with the same color aura and same color hair. And I mean, you have Shin Majin Devil Trigger Dante. The whole point is the term Shin is very useful. Not only would it have been a pun on Kaioshin, or at least the Shin part, you know, Shin, it would have been also cool there, but it also would have just made the form sound a lot cooler and a lot more memorable. But when you say things like Beast Gohan, it's so weird. It's just, come on. It's kind of like Ultra Ego, where I think it should have been called Ultra Destruction or Destructive Instinct instead of Ultra Ego, which is dumb because the whole point is that to have destruction on your mind all day long. So what the heck does the ego have anything to do with it? Ultra Instinct is fine because it tells you to utilize your instincts, so that's fine. But come on. What is with these names? Orange Piccolo, I guess, is fine, but, I mean, I don't know. It could have been called Dragon Piccolo. That would have been a little bit better. I don't know. Maybe just in my opinion. I think Orange Piccolo is just, I don't know. It just sounds freaking weird. It doesn't really add any inspiration. It takes away a lot from the series, and, you know, it doesn't, yeah. Yeah, maybe not too much from the series, but it just takes away just enough that it gets you to complain. Anyway, that's enough of my gripes. Well, I gotta get back to work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little installment in this video. This is just over my opinion. Tell me, what do you guys think? Should it have been called Beast Gohan? Or do you think Shin Gohan would have been a lot more appropriate? And do you think it should have been Gohan training with the Grand Kaioshin to at least kind of give an idea that, hey, he trained with the Grand Kaioshin, you know, the Dai Kaioshin to unlock, you know, the ultimate form? Or at least kind of show that he had some significant training. I don't know. It would have been a lot better, in my opinion. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Atari HMB. I'm signing off.